For the first time in human history, we are seeing a confluence of technologies the world's never seen before. 5 years from today, there will be hundreds of thousands of small CubeSats, small sats, nanosats. There's going to be hundreds of thousands in low Earth orbit.
Australia has only really started to enter the space industry recently, but it's growing exponentially now.
The space race is back on.
Things are happening here. Infrastructure are built here. People are building things here.
It's going to be 21st century high tech. It's going to be huge.
So programs like us, the Melbourne Space Program, are essential to ensuring that that demand can be met. Yeah, so this here is the engineering courtyard outside of Old Engineering, which is this building complex over here.
It's a huge opportunity for us to work on an engaging and ambitious real-world pioneering project.
In terms of active involvement, we are largely just a student team. We have students taking charge, students doing the research, students generating the output. It is us, and ultimately it will be us.
Very important piece of history, or it's the final engineering model for ACROX 1. It's basically all that's missing between this and the satellite that went up into orbit, the solar panels. The Melbourne Space Program got started in 2017 by University of Melbourne students who decided we want to launch a satellite as students, and that was it.
3, 2,
Ignition.
1. Liftoff, vehicles clear the pad.
Most people, once they kind of get the chance to hold it, it's like, well, when else do you get the chance to hold a satellite, Unfortunately, the actual one is no longer with us. It burnt up in mid-2022. No ACROX satellites up there, but end of next year is what we're targeting to launch ACROX 2.
The University of Melbourne has a history of space. No better is that represented than in the ACROX program.
We said with the ACROX 2 mission, we want to be the first student team in Australia to take a photo of Earth from low Earth orbit. We want to take a photo of Melbourne in the day.
ACROX 2 is a 3U CubeSat, and its purpose is to be used for Earth observation. We're a very ambitious student team. It's definitely not a trivial problem, but we want to be the first Australian team to do so. But really, space is definitely not an easy environment to design for.
You have just that bit of wobble. That doesn't seem like much, but if it catches, it doesn't come out of the launch pod, that is our mission over. So accuracy here is absolutely key. This is why we do the prototypes, to make sure we know what we're getting into.
We have very strict volume and mass constraints, very limited power. We have to be very considerate of the thermal conditions within space.
First thing is our power budget. We are trying to target a 2-year lifespan. So we don't know what exactly we are harvesting from the sun. And we have to communicate that to other subsystems.
We're also developing the UHF, so ultra high frequency radio transceiver, that we're going to be sending commands and receiving health data of the satellite.
You have the hopes and dreams of all the teams and their subsystems, and you need to balance what they want to achieve and what we want to achieve for the satellite as a whole. So we have obviously very passionate engineers who are clawing for industry skills. So with the partnership that we have with Altium, we're able to develop our usage of an industry tool, and that's invaluable.
We have one single workspace that is shared by different subsystems. We can just go through all the PCB designs and schematics, and we can apply filters, and pretty much all the weaving functionalities are there on web.
So in some way it speeds up, how I do stuff very quickly, because now I know a lot more the in and out of Altium, whereas before, like if I want to do another function, I have to go and look up and search on the web. Altium obviously have a lot of resources in teaching that.
So education programs like the ones that Altium offers, and specifically the Women's Scholarship Program that we ran, are fundamentally important to what we're trying to accomplish. If we're going to be using industry-grade software, which what we want to do, we need to know how to use it.
It's essentially the opportunity to do work we really wouldn't get to do for at least a few years into our careers.
It's good that it's all in Altium because I tried to do this in a spreadsheet and keep track.
Fundamentally, the Melbourne Space Program exists to allow students and our members to learn. And I think the best success comes from when you get different people just talking to each other. I mean, that's what's going to happen in the real world, right? So for us, diversity is very important, and it comes in a lot of different ways. We have people at various education levels. We have a law team, a marketing team, and of course our engineers. You know, I mean, everyone knows kind of think outside of the box. Well, if you have a lot of people from outside the box around, I think it's a lot easier to be able to do that.
It's like my childhood dream, exploring space. From my personal experience, there wasn't a lot of encouragement throughout high school, and I think I just would have had a pretty big advantage if I got exposed to a lot of this stuff earlier.
The Melbourne Space Program's main idea is to expand our knowledge and just help us learn through experience.
We can bring in different ideas to the table, different perspectives, different skills. I just think that it just adds more substance to the group.
I know everyone likes to say it, but the culture is exceptional because it's a very friendly, very collaborative environment.
MSP actually make me realize how much I actually miss engineering in general because, tinkering the problem, like tackling hard problem, even though like sometimes the problem itself is very hard, it's still uniquely interesting.
You obviously need a good foundation in the theory, and that's what you come to university for, but you also really need practical hands-on experience. Otherwise, you're not able to connect the dots and see how this applies to an application in the real world.
I think the most important thing when it comes to pursuing a project is passion. We expanded out, so we got involved with other projects. Our humanoid project, our animatronics project as well. I think that complexity will grow naturally with our different missions and our different projects. But for me, the long-term view, or the impact that the Melbourne Space Program hopefully has is in creating a booming space industry in Australia.
We're a very talented set of engineers and we're extremely driven and we're passionate about pushing the boundaries of the space sector within Australia.
All of these technologies are coming together almost simultaneously. We've never seen anything like this ever. What I'm talking about now is a smartphone revolution on steroids. Hundreds of thousands of these small satellites. That is going to totally change the way we live.
Thank you for watching Altium Stories. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends and colleagues. By subscribing and hitting the bell icon, you'll never miss out on the latest engineering stories from our channel. Thank you for supporting us and helping us continue to share the impactful work being done by engineers around the world.